Just a short while ago, Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump addressed a news conference at his residence in Palm Beach, Florida. Trump talked about sharing a good relation with Russia and China and slammed past allegations of Russian involvement in his 2016 presidential win.
Along with China, we'll get along with Russia, we'll get along with everybody. We had the fake Russia hoax, which took 2 years, and then they came out with a report that we did absolutely nothing wrong. And that was a stacked deck too. The people doing it, they couldn't say there was nothing. We had nothing. They checked millions of phone calls, not one call made to Russia, not one call.
Well, the presidential hopeful talked about the need to care for U.S. veterans and slammed his political rival for not doing enough.
We're going to turn our country around, and we're going to pay a lot of respect to the three representatives, because that's what they are. They're representatives of millions of people. I mean, the businesses, so many businesses are just dying right now. There are millions and millions of people. They're representative of, and our wounded and our hurt soldiers. We have to take care of them. They came back from Afghanistan. Boy, nobody talks about them. They just don't talk about them, but I talk about them.
Trump also took a dig at Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and the support he was getting from the Biden-Harris administration in its war with Russia.
They won't take care of anybody, but they give every time certain people come to town, they walk away with $100 billion for countries that many people have never even heard of.
Let's link up to our correspondent Susan Teherani, who's joining us live from New York. Susan, hi, good to see you. When Trump started talking, he made the usual thing. Like he started attacking Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris did not do this. Kamala Harris has not done this. I will do this when I come back to the White House. What else did he say that is different?
Eric, I think we're going to have a lot of challenge trying to find anything different from either candidate at this point. It appears that in his closing remarks, he really wanted to bring home the issues that he's been campaigning on, starting with illegal immigration. He showed this very heartfelt video about how an illegal migrant killed a 12-year-old girl and her mother's testimony. That is a very potent issue for the Trump campaign. And of course, he followed that with the economy and the economic situation and the hardships that people are dealing with. Whether or not we heard anything new from the former president, it's very hard to tell, but it's also very hard to tell if any of these candidates really have a new message. I also want to say we talked a lot about undecided voters. 1 week into the election, I'd be interested to see how many people are really undecided, considering the fact that these two candidates are so polarizingly different ideologically that ultimately it's hard to be in the middle and say, well, they are similar. I don't know, one better than the other. The people I talk to often say lesser than two evils, but nonetheless, it appears that people have made up their minds. So I don't know who these candidates are really talking to at this point.
Susan, why was this news conference important for Trump? And also, what should we look out for when it comes to Harris?
Yeah, this was really important considering the fact that it just comes shortly on the day that Kamala Harris is expected to make her closing arguments in Washington, D.C. He wanted to do it at Mar-a-Lago to show that he's anti-establishment, he's an independent candidate, the way he's presented himself, and against the quote-unquote Washington swamp, as the Trump campaign and he himself often says. He wanted to counter that. He wanted to get ahead of Harris. Harris, for her part, is going to take the opportunity to talk in Washington. That might have its critics, but it also has the benefit of showing that she is a Washington individual, a politician that can take care of the country. She also wants to, again, put the spotlight and attention on the Capitol riots on January 6, 2021, which has really been a cornerstone of her message, pick me, not Trump, because Trump is associated with chaos. That message has had mixed reactions within her own party. A lot of Democrats now want to see Harris not so much attack Donald Trump, easier said than done, but more talk about her policies moving forward and present a brighter future for the American people as opposed to talking about a dark past.
All right. We are counting days now, Susan. It's just almost a week to the elections, but we'll have to leave it there. I've been talking to our correspondent, Susan Teherani, live in New York. Susan, thank you. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.